everyone, Heather here with Pinwheel in the Wind, and today I'm going to be telling you some easy homemade activities that can entertain a 1-year-old. I personally like most of her toys or activities to be something that involves learning or education as well. So all of these activities either encourage color learning or fine motor activities or pre-math skills, things like that. So let's get right in. The first activity, you use just a Puffs container or any container that has a lid. You just put some holes in it. I took some smoothie straws. You can get them at the dollar store. I cut them in half. You can cut them as big or small as you want, but you want them to where they can actually go into the jar. And then I just give it to her, and she takes it and puts it into the holes. And it's that simple. This will entertain her for probably 20 minutes. And the older the baby, she'll actually play with it completely independently. So my 17-month-old, she can take the lid out, dump them out, put the lid back on, and start over again all by herself. And so this will keep her occupied for 20 whole minutes. When she was younger, around 14 months I think is when we started this, she couldn't do it as independently, so I would have to take the lid off and put the lid back on, and I would normally have to hold it steady for her, and she could do the rest herself. This is a great fine motor activity and good with hand-eye coordination because she has to make it into that hole. My holes are a little bit bigger, so mine is a little bit easier, but you can make it as easy or as hard as you want based on your child just by making the holes smaller or bigger. Super easy activity, costs practically no money at all, and will keep your toddler entertained for 20, maybe more minutes, and is educational, working on those fine motor activities and hand-eye coordination. Activity is right around the same lines, only it is harder. So this, I have just a Ritz Bits container here, once again with that same style of plastic lid, and I have tried to cut slots. I have some that are bigger, some that are smaller, but they're all different angles, and the reason why is that's going to help your 1-year-old focus more, work on that hand-eye coordination, and work on turning the wrist and figuring out thinking skills, figuring out, okay, if I turn my wrist this way, then I can fit it in, but this way it can't. In here, I just have stir straws for coffee. Mine were too big for my canister, so I cut them in half, and then it's super simple. In, just like that. And that's all I say. She is at the age now where she can open it herself, and when she does that, I say, open, and then close. Doing this with all these activities, saying the open, the close, the in and out, she's actually picked up those words and can now use them herself. Super simple activity. Once again, this will keep her occupied for a good 20 minutes. And if I need it as a busy activity where I'm paying no attention to her, she'll totally still play with it for 20 minutes and it works just great. work on colors and sorting. Sorting is considered pre-math, and so I wanted to start her with sorting, and of course we've been working on colors. So all I did was I took colored paper and I laminated it. So this is red, this is green, they're pretty large, and they're just laminated colored paper. What I do is I take them and I put them on a wall, the red here and the green here. So they're on the wall, there's a space in between them. You don't want them right next to each other. You want a space in between them so that she can easily see, okay, here's that red color and here's that green color. What we like to do is to make it a really fun, like interactive game and try and get her very into it. So I took the same colored paper and I cut circles out and laminated them. That simple. So all this is colored paper laminated. If you don't have a laminator, that's fine too. You'll just run through them a lot more quickly. Use cardstock, but they're not going to last as long, especially with a 1-year-old. But colored paper, I mean dollar store, you could get colored construction paper at the dollar store to last you a year for $1. So still very cheap. So what I'll do is I will hold all of these and I'll say, Aria, come here, come here. And I'll be like, green. Where's the green go? And she will take it, and the goal is to have her run over to the red and the green, put this on the green, run back, and get the next one. Red! Can you find the red? Run over, put it on the red, come back. Green, green, red. For a younger 1-year-old or if you're beginning sorting, you want to only start with 2 colors, and you want those 2 colors to be colors that are easily distinguishable. You don't want to do red and pink or green and yellow because they're close, and for a 1-year-old it's going to be hard for them to see the difference. So you want something that is completely different in color, and then once they advance and they seem to be just doing this with ease, then you add in that 3rd color, that 4th color. You switch out the colors, however you want to do it. But it's super fun, and it's a game, and it gets your 1-year-old engaged, learning colors, and working on that pre-math skill of sorting. Green! Yay! Aria, come here! Come here! Red! Yay! Aria, come here! Green! What you will need is pipe cleaners and straws. Cut up straws into about 1 inch. And once again, I just use these colorful smoothie straws that I know like every Dollar Tree has. And Dollar Tree also has pipe cleaners as well. So Aria, this will be her first time playing with this one because I just made it. So you will actually see in the video, this will be her very first time ever playing with this, so we'll see how she does. In the beginning stages, all you want is that fine motor skill of just taking the straws and putting it, basically lacing onto the pipe cleaner. Just like that. It's not super hard, it's easy lacing, it gets them into the activity, and I think that she'll have a lot of fun with this. For a more advanced child, the next stage up of this would be to give them all of these colors or maybe 2 colors and have them match the right color to this. If she has a yellow and a blue and a yellow pipe cleaner, you want her to put the yellow on and then look for the next yellow and put the yellow on and the yellow on so that the yellow is matched with the yellow. words that you are trying to get your toddler to say, or just vocabulary words that you have been working on. You want to start with 2 and build up from there. Find a picture, print it out, laminate it. I like things laminated, but once again, you don't have to laminate it. It just makes it last longer. All I did was I took these 4 pictures, I taped them to a cookie sheet so that they stayed still. I would talk to her about each one. This is a ball, this is a car, this is an apple, this is a dog. And then I have 2 copies of each one. So one is taped here, I have these in my hand, and so I will give her one, and I'll say, all right, this is a ball. Can you find the ball? And she'll eventually, hopefully, put the ball here. All right, here's the dog. Can you find the dog? And she will put it here. The very first couple of times we did this, we did it with only 2, and she had a hard time with it. But after a few times, it really clicked for her, and we jumped straight from 2 to 4, and she can do them all now. This is pretty easy for her at this point, but it still keeps her engaged and entertained, and I think it's really good for her developmentally, and it grows their vocabulary, which I love. Car. Good job. Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Good job. Apple. Where's the apple? Good job. Ball. Where's the ball? This next activity has been one of Arya's absolutely favorite toys or activities since she was probably 13 months old. Putting pom-poms in the milk carton. And how you can make this super simple to store is actually to cut a square in the back side of the milk carton so that you can get in and out. Then you still have the lid at the top. My daughter, she likes to open it herself and close it herself. So once again, this has been an activity that we've worked on those words. Open, close, in, out. And what I do with this one also can work on colors. So she has these different colored pom-poms, and so she'll pick up a green, and I'll say, green. And when she puts it in, green in, blue, blue in. Even though she's been playing with this for 4 months already and she has it down to where it's pretty easy for her, she still loves playing it, and she's is a simple kitchen strainer and pipe cleaners. You put them in going all different ways, and your baby just grabs them and pulls them out. If you're working on colors, you can put only blue in if you're working on blue. That way they're around the color more. You can reinforce that word blue with them. They just take the time and they pull it all out. It holds their attention because they can see the cause and effect. And then the older babies will actually try putting them back in themselves. And that is it. I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe and like. And if you leave a comment, I'll be sure to reply. Bye!